So as it was bank holiday, I thought I'd come down to Sharpness to see the lock gates. And there's a big boat coming through. What could be better? How about that for timing? Sun shines on the righteous. Look at that. See? What a great dockyard. Can take pretty big vessels. One of the most inland docks in the country, and it links the Severn with Gloucester through the Sharpness and Gloucestershire Canal. The ordinary canal because it's deeper for ships. Actually, I think some tall ships have been up it recently. But look at that. Fantastic. I was going to walk across the lock gates, but they're open. Well, these ones aren't anyway. The others aren't. Look at that. Brilliant. There's the enormous tidal range of the Severn. You can really see the difference. Obviously they have to wait for high tide, but that's an enormous boat, isn't it? The skill, I guess, in driving something like that. You've had to have a go at boating. It's not like a car, you know, it's not as direct. Everything's a bit more fluid, pardon the pun. So they're doing a fantastic job of taking that through there. Real skill. It's got some power as well, look at that. Wow. Brilliant. Oh, fantastic. Get away without a look. I can feel the immense momentum in it, can't you? The weight of it. You can sort of see the way it's moving the water around. Incredible. Stirred the pot up a bit, hasn't it? Is he going to moor that? What it's got in it? Obviously got a fair bit of scrap comes to and from this place. And I think there's an old grain silo. I don't think it's used too much anymore. We'll have a look at the have a look at that magnificent lightship in a bit. But thankfully this is still a working dock. And it's not yuppified yet. I think there might be plans in the future, sadly, to turn it into trendy apartments. And you know, I mean, Portishead's lovely, but it's just nice to come to a working dock, a working dock that you can actually walk around. Brilliant. Look at that. Just the right amount of power. Fantastic bit of I still think it is driving, isn't it? It's not sailing, he's not under sail. But that is fantastic. Another nice thing about coming down to Sharpie is there's always interesting industrial stuff lying around, like these old sidings and wagons. And there's a new heritage, well, I don't know how new it is, but there's a heritage rail place started up down here in this shed, and they are going to be getting some of the rail that's on the other side of Sharpness up and running soon. Apparently, I think they've got the final permission they need to use it to actually run some of the old locos. I assume probably steam at some point, but also, you know, the Gardner powered stuff too. So really interesting part of Sharpness, and it's lovely to see this sort of heritage lot starting to make use of it, really. So yeah, this is the heritage group. I'll look them up. I know I saw them at a stand at the little vintage show. Really friendly bunch. I've had a little look round with my dad, but I'd like a proper look round. They've got various engines on the go in there, including a big steam engine. I think they've got the parts of it down here anyway. There it is, look at that. Yeah. Cool. That's a project, isn't it? I think doing up the Coventry Victor's a project. But these guys and girls have a different perspective. Brilliant. A lot of voluntary work. So from up here you can see where that boat came in, and then the swing bridges allows you access from Sharpness docks into the end of Sharpness Marina. The marina's down there, and that's the Cat's Whiskers, that boat. See the cream boat in the background? Really nice chap that owns that. Brummy, I think. Really nice fella. Anyway, if you come through here and then go up, off you go to Gloucester, Sharpness to Gloucester Ship Canal. It's actually a really good view from up here. I think this is a Howe Truss bridge. I'm sure I'll be corrected. Is that Howe Truss? Anyway, it's a lovely old trussed bridge, isn't it? What's this say? Please fill centre bearing reservoir with oil before swinging bridge. Okay, don't think it's been swung that regularly, but maybe, who knows. They do bring some pretty tall ships across sometimes, but interesting place. Sadly, I couldn't walk across the locks because they've got a padlock on them. I'm not sure whether the Ports Authority is stopping access. We've always had access across there, or it's because it's bank holiday, who knows. Anyway, the view from this bridge is pretty spectacular. And there's the Severn, and you can see why they wanted to make that canal, that ship canal, because the Severn is pretty treacherous. You can see all those sandbanks. It's got one of the highest tidal changes in the world. All sorts of currents, and what bits are navigable and what bits aren't. It takes some real understanding, I think, to take anything up there boat-wise, let alone big boats. So the sensible thing was to bring them in here and then go up the Sharpness Canal, Sharpness to Gloucester Ship Canal, up to Gloucester, and also connected to a railway bridge that's no longer with us, with piers. Now look at another time. Can't really see it from here, but that brought coal in from the Forest of Dean, and but that was destroyed in a terrible accident, and all that remains of it is its sort of massive stone pier. I don't think we'll see it. It's just a little bit out of reach from here, I think, in terms of view. But that's the stone column that housed the steam engine that swung the bridge that went across the Sharpness Canal. So really just interesting heritage around here, for industrial heritage anyway. I'll stop prattling on. Give your nose a treat. Oh, good old cranes, look at those. Let's make the most of it before it's all yuppie flats, eh?